everybody, it's Brittney here. We miss you guys so much. It's been really hard not seeing your faces and giving hugs and hanging out, but soon, we will get together soon. We have just been at home every day hanging out. The kids have been outside. We've cooked a lot of meals, done a lot of movies. We got internet, so that's a new thing that's going on with us. Never had that before. But as most of you all are, we are doing NTI at home. So that's been fun, new experience. But yesterday, Lexi and I were going over her Bible lesson, and we were talking about the building of the tabernacle. So we talked about the 3 different sections and the outer courtyard and the holy place and the most holy of holies. And we spent a good bit of time talking about the separation of the holy place to the most holy of holies and that veil that was between them, and the purpose of that, and that only once a year the priest could go in and kind of ask for forgiveness for all the sin of the people, the high priest. So we spent a bit of time talking about that, and it reminded me of a verse in Matthew, so I want to read that to you. Matthew 27:51 says, "And behold, the curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom, and the earth shook and the rocks were split." So a little bit of context here. This is right as Jesus is dying on the cross, and he's already yelled out, you know, "Why have you forsaken me?" And this is right after his last breath when he says it is finished. And it was almost as if the curtain was ripped in half by somebody from top to bottom. And so I just think this is so appropriate going into Easter weekend, that we remember that as Christ died, this veil was ripped in two as a symbol that we no longer are separated from God, but because of the sacrifice that Christ made on the cross that day, we can step into his presence, and we can call on him and ask him to be with us and to comfort us and encourage us. So I want to encourage you all, as we all of a sudden have all this free time on our hands, don't forget that because of the sacrifice that Christ made for us, that we now have the ability to call upon him and ask him to come into our presence and pray with him and directly to him and ask him to forgive our sins. We don't have to wait once a year for that to be done, or we don't have to wait for the high priest to go into the Holy of Holies and spend time in the presence of God, but we can do that as believers. So I want to encourage you guys, do that. Spend time in the Word. Pray. Ask him to comfort you, encourage you, and teach you during this time. We will see each other again soon. And I know soon is incredibly ambiguous, but it's okay. It will happen. We love you guys.